The movie that I've chosen to do my scene analysis on is Erin Brockovich, and the scene I have decided to look at is the scene in which Erin and Ed are meeting with the other lawyers to discuss Erin's research up to this point about the victims of the toxic water in Hinkley. Up to this point, Erin has moved from a mere clerical assistant to a trusted associate of Ed Masry, and after undergoing countless investigation into the matter, her and Ed have reached a point where the workload regarding the investigation has grown too large and they must hire out a large litigation firm to help out the load. In this scene in particular, we can see a lady associate carry in all of Erin's files from the research she has done, and she first remarks that they are a great start, but there are holes in her research that need to be filled.
Those are my files.
Yeah, we had them couriered over. And listen, good work. They're a great start. We're just going to have to spend a little time filling in the holes in your research.
Excuse me, Teresa, is it? There are no holes in my research.
The first aspect of the scene that I'd like to talk about is the difference between what the lawyers of the big firm are wearing and what Ed and Erin are wearing. The costumes and designs that both sets of actors are wearing show how the two from the big firm are looking down upon the world and work of Erin and Ed, who are dressed nicely but still much less so than those across the table from them. One other interesting part of this scene is how the lady talking to Erin is standing up the entire scene as to show her dominance in the room, and to Erin more specifically. As the scene continues, we quickly realize that this is not the case, and Erin will not be intimidated by her.
No offense. There's just some things we need that you probably didn't know to ask.
Don't talk to me like I'm an idiot, okay? I may not have a law degree, but I've spent 18 months on this case, and I know more about these plaintiffs than you ever will.
Erin, you don't even have phone numbers for some of them.
Whose number do you need?
Everyone's. This is a lawsuit. We need to be able to contact the plaintiffs.
I said, whose number do you need?
You don't know 600 plaintiffs' numbers by heart.
The second thing I'd like to talk about is the absence of any non-diegetic sound, and the only sound that exists in the room is between Erin and the other lawyer. This adds to the intensity of the scene that Erin refuses to see her work and reputation go unnoticed. I particularly like the inclusion of the shot of Ed looking at Erin nervously right before the other lawyer is going to question Erin about the victims. By isolating the conversation between Erin and the female lawyer, it adds to the intensity of the scene that audiences hope Erin knows what she is talking about.
Annabelle Daniels.
Annabelle Daniels, 714-454-9346. 10 years old, 11 in May, lived on the Plume since birth. Wanted to be a synchronized swimmer, so she spent every minute she could in the PG&E pool. She had a tumor in her brainstem detected last November. An operation on Thanksgiving shrunk it with radiation after that. Her parents are Ted and Rita. Ted's got Crohn's disease. Rita has chronic headaches and nausea and underwent a hysterectomy last fall. Ted grew up in Hinkley. His brother Robbie and his wife May and their 5 children, Robbie Jr., Martha, Ed, Rose, and Peter, also lived on the Plume. Their number is 454-9554. You want their diseases?
Okay, look, I think we got off on the wrong foot here.
That's all you got, lady. 2 wrong feet and fucking ugly shoes.
This is probably the most important shot of the scene, in that there are only 2 stylistic components in particular that I'd like to talk about. The first being that the only shot we see of Erin throughout the remainder of the scene is a close-up of her from the torso up, talking about the cases she helped put together. I believe this is the scene where she solidifies herself as a strong and intelligent woman who will not see her character tarnished by a condescending lawyer who thinks she knows better because of her professional status. The second aspect of this scene that is worth noting is how the director chose to edit the series of shots outside of those focused on Erin. What we see is a quick series of cuts between everyone in the room and their distinct reaction from what she has to say and how she is saying it. The female lawyer is probably the most noteworthy because the audience is able to see how she is readily being proven wrong by Aaron and that she is readily apologetic for trying to ridicule her research. The reaction from the other lawyer shows that he is incredibly impressed by what she knows about the Hinckley plaintiffs and is taking into account how she is someone not to be messed with. Ed, on the other hand, is showing great concern about Erin's behavior because he wishes that she conduct herself in a more professional manner despite her spitfire personality, despite how impressed and appreciative he might be of Erin's hard work and dedication. He knows that they will need the other firm's help, and her attitude toward the other lawyers could very well jeopardize the situation. One other thing I'd like to point out about the entire scene is the realism of the shot between the high-key lighting to show the grounded nature of the scene and the quick-paced dialogue to drive the scene's intensity while remaining within the shot. I think that this scene serves as the exemplification of what Erin embodies in the entire movie as a strong but not well-off woman trying to do right by these people by all means necessary. Even though we see her as a strong woman throughout the movie and in scenes prior to this one shows that she can hang with everyone in her path, and the determination she has will be enough to bring Pacific Gas and Electric down to justice.